Facebook, coming at you from New Orleans, March 31st. Got to start with what we're dealing with, and that's COVID-19, this coronavirus. This is not a post to exert some expertise that I don't have. It's just about to give it the respect that this virus deserves because of the havoc that it's wreaking on society. I will say this, not about politics, but we have to trust the people that are in place to help us conquer this. And they're giving us information as they're crunching up the numbers and the data, and we have to listen. It's one of those things I'm thinking about. As a coach, we're used to it. People come to your workplace for a 40-minute game and they know everything. That's what we sign up for. We get that. You pay your season tickets, you can say whatever the hell you want to say. But these experts who've gone to school for 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 years, let them do the work. Let them give us a scouting report, and let's follow it so we can, calm this. And just a quick shout out to the people who are on the front lines. I know we all probably have family members and friends who are on the front line. I personally have a friend that's a doctor, another that's a respiratory therapist. So a shout out to all the healthcare workers who are making this thing manageable to the best of their ability with all the nuances that are slowing the neutralization of it down. We're going to get there. Just trust the process. Get on your knees and pray when you have to. But most importantly, do the right thing and let's flatten this curve. So just a couple of things I want to talk about because we have the time now and maybe more ears and eyes are listening. We always talk about in basketball about this pivot, not just a basketball pivot on the court, but just with the professional players, their pivot in life. And I'm going to get to that, but I wanted to speak to that initially. I'm thinking about this time when we're shut in. We don't have to be shut down. I have given my Calm app the attention that she deserves. I am participating in a 21-day meditation with a dear friend of mine who I didn't think could meditate if her life depended on it, but she's rocking with it and keeping me going. I've gotten phone calls from people that I don't normally hear from, or we text because that's kind of how we move in society, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm just noticing the difference. I'm looking at my Apple Music or my iTunes library of 40,000 songs, and I'm playing songs that's taking me to places that's making me smile, that's soothing my soul, that's inspiring me, which is really important during this time because I mentioned the word, pivot in that regard. But I also, I think about the opportunity to rest for a lot of people, to decompress, to recover, to reconnect, not just with yourself, but with other people. And I don't mean that physically, I just mean that emotionally. So there's just so many things that can come out of this. I'm thinking about the virtual coaching tutorials I'm getting, listening to people that I've admired, listening to people that I don't quite know yet because our life gets so busy. So learning so many things from them through this, virtual coaching and the Zoom. And I'm smiling because I think about so many of us are using Zoom, and there's some funny stories about, people not turning the mic off, going to the restroom, or just some funny things with their kids. And we need that too because we're all kind of shut in. And people need a little light moment in their life. So just a great time to self-reflect, self-scout, erase some of the doubt, and really focus on that pivot in your life. And it's not about doom or gloom. I was listening to the NCAA made a ruling on the spring sports and an opportunity for some of those athletes to have an extra year of eligibility. Wonderful. And that they'll be determined, at whatever level is necessary. there will be a WNBA draft. Now the season will eventually happen. We'll make adjustments. So it's not that it's doom and gloom. The NBA is looking at certain things to come back at a later date, but most importantly is this, I don't want to say downtime. I say this dynamite time to think about what's next. Hell, me included. It's been a great time for me prior to this virus. Staying ready, getting ready. What's my next pivot? So I'm not just talking to you. I'm telling you what I'm telling myself. It's been amazing. I have a lot more people joining in right now in that regard. But I think about some of the players that I've coached the past 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And this has been like an aha moment for them. Like, normally we're talking to them about what's next in terms of what if you have a career injury. Granted, we don't wish that on anyone, but you have to go there. So they're also sitting back, taking a deep breath, and thinking about their next. And not necessarily what's that next job, but like, am I doing things financially feasible to fund the next phase of my life? Like that. It's daunting, and the despair of listening to, tomorrow's the first of the month, and people thinking about robbing Peter to pay Paul, and just the whole financial piece and the uncertainty. Just want to send a lot of love out to people. I love all the challenges. I love people coming together and donating to people that are in need. I just saw a friend of mine, his wife just posted something about all the service workers. I think she called it Tipping Tuesday. Some of the barbers, the nail techs, all those people who've been affected. And look, it's a lot of people. I'm just saying that one because it just came across my feed. And I also said that one because I'm looking at, this one right here. I'm looking at this gray hair. I'm trying to hide these nails. Not an ounce of makeup on, which is fine. I say that to lighten the load that has been this virus. And then to circle back and end where I began. Listen to the experts. Take heed. If you don't feel well, take care of yourself. Then take yourself out of the game, pun intended. That's quarantine. Do whatever you need to do to help us flatten this curve so we can, shorten this time of uncertainty and this unique and new way that we're having to live. So let's do our part. Be an all-star in this game. Ciao.